It hasn't even been that long since the Acolyte was announced canceled. It was like 2 days ago, and already Disney is trying to memory hole this entire thing. They know they screwed up. They know they produced something absolutely terrible. They know they blew $180 million producing this sack of garbage that nobody wanted to watch, and it turned out nobody did watch. Absolutely crazy. So now it looks like all the merch is getting purged as well. Because it was probably just sitting there anyway, and it's another big L for Disney as this show continues to just hit their bottom line in a bad way. They should have known better, and they do know better. That's the thing. They went forward with this anyway. They knew this was going to be a failure. They knew this was going to be a travesty to Star Wars, and they wanted to shove it in your face because they think you're just simps. They do view you as pay pigs, and it's disgusting. But we'll get into all this in just a moment. In the mainstream media is, of course, running so much defense for them. It's ridiculous, and it's all based on lies, too. A lot of fun to be had today. All right, hit the like and subscribe button, guys. Let's join us as we talk about the most important things in science fiction fandom. And guys, I don't just complain about things like Star Wars like a lot of channels. I'm making my own alternative with the Terran Imperium Chronicles. This is an Imperium that's having a civil war. Galactic civil wars brewing, and Special Agent Ayla Rin is trying to put out fires on behalf of the Empire here. It's really good stuff. You'll really love this if you love the classic Star Wars stuff, if you love the EU stuff like Timothy Zahn. It's a graphic novel and novel for your reading pleasure. It's in Kickstarter, and I appreciate you guys for supporting us so hard so far. It's in the description below. And please come back us. Join us today. Thank you so much for supporting our channel and supporting our artistic efforts. All right. So Disney removed the merchandise for the Acolyte as well as the entire brand from its Disney store amid the show being canceled. Wow, crazy. Deadline's Nelly Andriva reported the show was canceled earlier this week. The story of the Acolyte will not continue, with Lucasfilm opting not to proceed with a second season of the Star Wars offshoot starring Amanda Stenberg, sources tell Deadline. This report came after Nielsen releases data for the week the Acolyte's series finale aired. The show managed to only garner 335 million minutes watched. Oof. That was less than the 2-episode premiere, which brought in 488 million. So, yeah, a lot less at that. So now they've reported that Disney has removed all Acolyte branded merchandise from the Disney store. That was fast. I mean, even if like a show's off the air or whatever, I mean, gosh, you would think it would stay up at least until the like next one comes out at the very least. I mean, don't we have Andor coming out next or something? I don't know. But you would think that they would try to sell their Acolyte merch and still try to keep that going. If anything, like if they do decide to resurrect it later with some letter writing campaign or whatever the hell's going on, they would then have that merch like sold out there to like, promote the show to some degree. But that just goes to show how little it's selling. There might be no Acolyte merch selling. We really don't know. They don't report those numbers. But, I mean, to take it down like this fast really shows that they're embarrassed by what was produced with the Acolyte. So they were going forward with it anyway. It was a complete diversity hire DEI shit show, and they knew it. And so they put that out. Kathleen Kennedy has carte blanche to do whatever she wants, as we know. She hired Leslie Headland to run the show, the former Harvey Weinstein assistant, one might say acolyte, to run this. And she did a whole thing where she actually made the Jedi into bad guys and made the Sith into good guys in some like weird story where she was trying to compare the Sith to LGBTQ people. They're just oppressed by the stodgy old religion. It was so poorly done. The narrative made no sense. The characters didn't go anywhere. Everything was bland about it. It was just a complete disaster on every single level. One wonders where all that money went. It almost seems like a money laundering scheme or something like that. So, of course, Disney would make some merch on this and try to capitalize off that while it's going on. And this is just a huge bad sign. Like, I mean, removing completely the store, it's memory holing it. They're trying to get rid of it. They're trying to pretend it doesn't exist. They're trying to make sure that the brand can go forward without this ever existing in fans' minds. Absolutely crazy. So when he searches for Star Wars and filters by movie show, the Acolyte's no longer listed. One can see other shows such as The Bad Batch, Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Rebels, Clone Wars, and even Young Jedi Adventures. That's an old one. He shared that even when you attempt to search by the character, no characters from the Acolyte show up. That's how much they're disappearing this right now. Now, remember, Disney made a show of Willow and tried to actually get that going a couple years ago. They actually removed it from Disney Plus, got rid of it. So now there's speculation going on around that they're going to be removing the Acolyte and purging it entirely. That's how big of a failure this was. And if that happens, wow. I mean, Disney's really doing a 180. We'll see how much longer Kathleen Kennedy lasts. We know that she's staying in that position because she wants to have a success and go out on a win. And even though she's over 70 years old at this point, she doesn't want to leave with a string of failures behind her because she wants to have her legacy left on this whole thing, which, good luck with that at this juncture. The stuff coming out, we got Andor Season 2. Andor's actually pretty good, believe it or not. And then we've got the Mandalorian and Grogu, which they're starting filming later this year. And then we've got the Rey movie, which is going to be another train wreck diversity hire disaster. That's the one that you can point to Kennedy's influence on the most in this stuff, as we are well aware. So the Disney Store did have Acolyte merchandise on its store before the cancellation. This is what the T-shirts and sweatshirts looked like on there. Oh gosh, poor designs. Who would actually wear this? My gosh, the power of many. My gosh, ugly. This was also confirmed in a report by Extra Magic Minutes, which noted there was a Jedi Master sweatshirt, Star Wars Acolyte Together We Fight t-shirt, and the Acolyte t-shirt, and a May t-shirt. One blog even linked to each of the products, and however, the links are now dead with a page not found. So they did exist. They have 100% been purged. They did this quietly. They didn't tell anybody on this, and that's what's going on. On the opposite front, we have Collider. Pretending like the Acolyte was a huge success. I'm seeing this go around. There's a lot of accounts posting to X right now, talking about we need to get the Acolyte back on the air. We can't let the bigots win. The bigots are destroying Star Wars. I don't know how many of those are bot accounts because, as we've shown several times on the channel, and if you don't follow Master of the TDS on X, he really exposes a lot of this stuff. A lot of the publicity for these companies like Disney now has been exposed to just be bots. People are not actually paying attention to these shows. They're not actually saying anything positive about them. The bot campaigns by marketing and PR firms are huge, and they're running almost on every major property at this point. We've caught them on this. We've caught them on Rings of Power. We've caught them on Doctor Who recently. Every PR firm is doing this, and what they do is they try to make the search results flooded with positive stuff about the shows, and that's how they kind of do things on this level. So there was a big bot campaign. I'm wondering if this is much the same as Collider's now reporting. There's a petition to save the Acolyte with hundreds of signatures from fans. When I first saw this, I thought it said hundreds of thousands of signatures from fans. Hundreds of signatures from fans. There are dozens of us. So that's unbelievable. So we are, at this point where hundreds of signatures does not mean very much, my friends. Hundreds is not a campaign that is enough people whatsoever. If you want to look at some petitions that have actually done some good or some damage to mainstream, you can look at Grums's petition on Stellar Blade, which had over 100,000 signatures to remove the censorship on that game. The other one that's going crazy right now is Assassin's Creed Shadows, where Japanese gamers, over 100,000 of them, have come in and said that they would like that game to be canceled because it is such a bastardization of Japanese history. Then you get to the Acolyte, and it's hundreds of people. Womp, womp, womp. And so Collider's trying to make this go. This is a shill. And of course, Leslie Headland was on record saying that she wanted people to do a letter writing campaign right prior to this cancellation. We reported it was going to get canceled back then because it was very clear from what she was saying from her rhetoric that she knew that was coming, and she was trying to get her meager fan base to go. But again, they're just bots; they're not real people, so there's no way to get them going and get them mobilized. So they're saying this is their 700 petitions, signatures in 24 hours. That's dismal. That means there's not much legs behind this whatsoever. Now, Collider's trying to make this happen. We'll see more on the mainstream media trying to make this happen too. They're going to push really, really hard, but they're not going to get much out of it. There's really not enough people out there who love this show in earnest that really want this going. The only people that I've seen post about it are like paid shills who work for Disney or Marvel, want to work for them. Or their bots. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So this is pathetic. To get this few signatures in just 24 hours shows that nobody's watching this show, nobody's paying attention, and nobody's that interested in it. What's interesting to me is, like, even going through this, like, you see them talking about the petition. They've got all these backlinks, like, to their own articles over and over and over again, but they don't actually link to the petition, at least in the first couple paragraphs. So it's like, even if they wanted you to go to the petition, like... you're not going to find it. Like, what's going on here? Oh, there it is. It's way at the bottom. Thank God. Oh, gosh. They have so many links on there. So they're up to 6,000 after Collider promoted it. That's still dismal. There's nothing there. This is not going anywhere, and the Acolyte's not going to be coming back. All right. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out the alternative to Star Wars. This is great stuff, guys. If you love good storytelling, I would urge you to get in on this Kickstarter. Thank you so much for the support so far. We'll be back soon.